Our next section, we're going to put in the name of our company. If we go there, click on the Company tab, click Enter to enter the company information and date for statements. So the first thing is go ahead and put the name of your VE company. This information is important as it ends up on top of your financial statements, your balance sheet and your trial balance and your income statement and so on. So you put the name of your company in here, and then after you get that in, you click OK. And then we're going to put in the date. Now the first date of the statements for virtual enterprise companies is November 1st, and so that's the date that we want to see our first beginning balance sheet and trial balance. So we're going to type in November 1st right here and the current year. And then you go ahead and click OK. Now a file is made of this information for you automatically, and it goes into the same folder as all of your other documents. And that file is retrieved when you try to print out when you want to print out all of your statements. Now we're going to see what our loan should consist of, the things that we need. You can see we need display cases, clothing racks, cash register, computer, office supplies, inventory, and so on. These are the items that we've decided that we need to get additional funds from the virtual enterprise system. So now let's put them into our computer. So we want to post to the general ledger, see all of our accounts. We click on cash, and then we want to debit cash the amount of money that the VEC is going to give us, and that's the total of the loan will be $15,800. This in here, and then we say calculate and post, and then we'll post the rest of the parts of the transaction. So we have our cash, and then we want to put in the amount of the note, and the note is then a credit of $15,800 to show that we have a liability that we owe the virtual enterprise system $15,800. Now let's see if that entry is in balance. Trial balance, display refreshes the trial balance and then shows the new postings and reflect. So you can see we are in balance at $235,800. Now let's go back and now purchase the items that we want from the virtual enterprise loan. So our first one here is we're going to credit cash $15,800 because that's how much we're going to spend. And now here's the things that we've exchanged the cash for. The first one is furniture and fixtures, and we determined from that original picture we saw of $47,000. So put in $47,000, post, additional yes. The next item on the list we want to select from our chart, which was equipment. Click equipment, and we put in the amount of the equipment, which is $2,300. Calculate and post, additional posting yes. And then we find our next item on here, so we scroll down and we see it's our merchandise inventory. Probably our most important reason for the loan is to get some merchandise inventory in stock before we open business. And there's more postings. Yeah, we've got a couple more postings to do. So we scroll down and we find what we're looking for. We're looking for some supplies. We put in our office supplies that we need at $1,500. Calculate and post. And then we click on our trial balance to see if we're in balance. Refresh it, and we're $235,800. We're going to do a balance sheet. So our first step here is we'll go back and take a look at the trial balance. If we were just starting again, we'll click on trial balance. And we want to display our trial balance. You can see we are in balance at $235,800. And we need to click on the income statement merchandising tab first, because we have to pick up our ending inventory, which is entered at this particular point in time, and that's done on the income statement. So then once we've picked up the inventory and it's in memory, we can go back to the balance sheet. We click on display the balance sheet. It says we are in balance. It says you may close the books. We're not going to do that at this point in time because we're just setting up our balance sheet. We want to make a copy or save a printable balance sheet file, so we click here And you've all seen this before in some of the internet applications where you want to get a printout of what's on the screen. And then if you click on Print Balance Sheet, it will give us a chance to print our balance sheet out. Once we click on the tab for the print out the balance sheet, Notepad is loaded automatically into the computer, and we want to retrieve a file that was automatically made called balance sheet. So we look on our desktop, which is where I have all of my information stored for the project. Here it says balance sheet, and I open it, and right there is my balance sheet, and it shows me all the assets, liabilities, and stockholders' equity. Now we want to print it, so we go to File, and we say Print. We select our printer. It should show all the printers available on our network. We click Print, and we get a copy of our balance sheet printed out.